Energy a lot more different from last year to this year. Everybody just knowing each other a lot more, so that built a lot of chemistry. So I feel like we're going to have a big year this year.
Jeudy has big things planned for 2021, and he already looks like he's made that sophomore jump.
I just needed to focus on the stuff that I ain't do so good at last year. So concentration, like on the ball, just like my catching, hamstring, stuff like that.
Hello, and thank you for joining us for Broncos Camp Daily. I'm Phil Milani alongside Eric Dalala and Sidney Jones. Day 2 here at UC Health Training Center. Eric, what were your big takeaways from practice this morning?
Yeah, Phil, I think the first thing is how much red zone work they did. Vic Fangio talked about how important that is to the offense, to the defense. Obviously, the defense, Phil, really good at that. Number 1 in the NFL over the last 2 years. Offense not nearly as good, 27th, so they need to improve. And they did well today. Teddy Bridgewater and Drew Lock each had a couple of touchdowns down there, showed some nice awareness when things get a little bit tight. So that was one of the big things. But the rest of the day, the defense, Phil, really played well. They had a bunch of tipped passes behind the line of scrimmage. They were able to break up some balls down the field, an interception by Caden Stearns, and then just probably several sacks that we would have seen down there. So to me, those were kind of the big 2 things that we saw today. And maybe one other guy to mention, Phil, is Tim Patrick. He just had quite the day, 5 catches, couple of touchdowns. He was all over the place. Exciting to see him really break through.
Yeah, and talking to Tim Patrick, he mentioned that it's been helpful to have a guy like Jeudy push him, make him a better route runner. We heard from Jeudy off the top there, but Sidney, he's looked pretty impressive through 2 days.
Yeah, he has, Phil, and I'm getting the feeling that Jerry has a different mindset heading into this season, heading into year 2. He said something today that kind of caught my attention. He said that he's been writing down his goals on his mirror so he can manifest it. You know, anytime he goes into his bathroom or his apartment, he can see his goals. And one thing that I respected is he didn't want to share his personal goals with us. He's keeping those to himself. But just him saying that, you can tell that he's confident and he knows what he needs to do out there.
Never great when you ask a guy, hey, what are your goals? And then they go, oh, I want to do this, I want to do that. And then if you don't live up to it, then you get blasted. You know what I mean? Eric writes down all his goals on your mirror, right?
That's true, but I live up to them.
Always.
Yeah.
Okay, good, yeah. Vic Fangio did mention that the Broncos will work almost every day during training camp on red zone. That's going to be an important area for this, both sides of the ball, really. Eric, another guy we heard from on this Thursday was Melvin Gordon. Interesting hearing him talk about what happened last year.
Yeah, Phil, it sounds like he was never quite comfortable with the Phillip Lindsay situation. Said he felt like he was kind of taking reps away from the hometown guy. Eventually he was able to get past that, and that's when we really saw him succeed. Said this year he's not really worried about it, more focused on making the playoffs rather than a position battle.
Like Eric said, I think last year having Phillip here, it kind of messed with his mindset moving forward, but he said that even though this business, it is a competition business and that's the nature of the business, that he's not thinking about that moving forward at all. He's thinking about coming out here every single day to make himself better, but also to make this team better.
Here's exactly what Melvin Gordon had to say at the podium today.
You know, a lot of people love Phil here. You know, this is as if I got drafted to Wisconsin. I mean, to the Packers or something like that. You know, how the fans would feel, how the media would feel, how people would feel. You know, if you just kind of taking away, they feel like you're taking away from their guy. So, you know, it was in my head a little bit, but, you know, like I said, I got over it. I kind of dealt with what it was, and I was like, okay, we're going to share this thing, and we're going to make our plays. He going to get his number going to get called, mine going to get called. We got to go out here and make some plays.
Melvin Gordon, nearly 1,000 yards last season and 9 touchdowns. So pretty good year, even though that stuff was on the back of his mind. Let's wrap this thing up here. Eric, what are you looking for tomorrow?
Well, I mean, Phil, Teddy Bridgewater had a really good day out there on Thursday. Drew Lock struggled a little bit early, then got things going. Every day I'm going to be watching the quarterbacks and how do they perform. Let's see what happens tomorrow, but I think Teddy had a really strong performance Thursday. See if he can keep it going.
Yeah, he looked a little bit more comfortable out there running things, and he did get the first snap during team drills. So we'll see if that continues. Maybe Drew, they keep flip-flopping as time goes on here. All right, that's going to do it for us. For Sidney Jones and Eric Dalala, I'm Phil Milani. This has been Broncos Camp Daily.